in the news?
Unfortunately, tonight I don't have an in the news segment because I do believe that we're going to be in the news here after this particular call, after this particular show. So everybody to sit back and take a listen, give us your perspective on what you hear tonight, what you think about it, and just let us know. Tonight, Ms. Joe, we are in for a surprise. We have an illustrious guest with us this evening. He is a gentleman that I have known for over 20 years. We go back to our college days together. Some protests, of course, some championing the causes of those in the community and those that cannot champion for themselves. He has been a interesting voice in the community, and one that has met the community with some jeers and gasp, and others that are like right on with closed fist in the air, saying, right on, brother. So I would like to introduce to everyone, Dr. Michael D. Carroll. For some that know him, he is a celebrity in his own right. You either love him or hate him. So at this point, I want to bring on Dr. Carroll. Dr. Carroll, good afternoon or good evening. How are you?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? What's going on?
Good. Glad to have you on here. Once again, say hello to Miss Joe.
Hey, how you doing? This is Joe.
Fine. How are you?
All right, I'm doing fine.
Good. Dr. Carroll, as I stated earlier, we have known each other for quite some time.
Right.
And in that time, I've known you to be a staunch critic and voice for various causes, some understandable, some not so understandable. I have heard your diatribes and tirades described as dogmatic, a demagogue, a hater, a hate monger. So tonight, what I'd like to do is allow you a platform to basically tell your side of the story and tell what's going on. It's just an announcement of you coming on. I've had several people that have said, I don't believe you're going to have him on, but I've also had some people saying, man, okay, I can't wait to hear this guy.
Oh,
so
wow.
I kind of want folks to judge for themselves. So this evening, I wanted you to talk about three different things, and real quick. What I wanted to do is get you to just give me some brief snippets on three different issues that I want to discuss tonight. Then we'll get into some questions.
Okay.
You can take them in order. You can go out of order. It doesn't matter. I want you to talk about black women because you've been very vocal about black women.
Okay.
I also want you to discuss the black church. You've been equally as vocal about the black church. And I want you to discuss briefly black leadership, if you will. So for the first couple of minutes, I'll give you the floor and let you take it. So by all means, Dr. Carroll.
Okay. Well, I think when you look at black women, modern day black women, you have to gain the understanding that black women are in a horrible condition, and I would venture to say 90% is self-inflicted. They have fallen to the bottom of the dating food chain. Nobody wants them. And this is not only for the black women that you may find in the hood, so to speak, or uneducated. I'm talking about college-educated women, professional black women, have their own home, own their own cars, make their own money, but nobody wants them. And that's a serious question that the black community has failed to address. And like I said, 90% the reason why they're unwanted is self-inflicted. Now, when you deal with the black church, which also, it's just so interesting that you throw the black church in there because she's a co-conspirator of the death of the black church. Now, the black church is in a horrible condition because you have bad leadership. You have guys who haven't been called. You have guys who are only interested in robbing and making money or sleeping with women, and in some cases sleeping with men. And then when you bring the black woman and throw her into that mix, she becomes a co-conspirator. She's an enabler. Because of her inactions or actions, she has allowed black pastors to get away with some of the filth that they get away with. And then when you go and deal with black leadership, that's actually a moron because it doesn't exist. It's a shame that when you talk to the average person who's well-educated or well-read and you ask them who their favorite black leaders are, they got to go to people that have been dead 30, 40 years. because on the political scene, educational scene, social scene, there is absolutely nobody, nothing. Louis Farrakhan, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, there is no difference between them guys. They're all one and the same. They're cut from the same cloth. They've been pimping black people for the last 30 years, and I'm wondering when black people will open their eyes to see it.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. I wanted to touch on those three things briefly because I know we're going to have some questions, and I know Ms. Joe's going to jump in there. Ms. Joe, do you have anything real quick? And before you answer, let me say, for those out there listening, if you have a question or comments for Dr. Carroll or you just want to chime in, by all means, you can call in. The number is 646, the area code, 716-5513. Just follow the prompts there, and we'll take your question or your comment. Ms. Joe, what do you think?
Okay, Jay, my only comment that I have at this time, as far as a co-conspirator, Mr. Carroll, I would like to say for there to be the word co in there, that would mean that it would take two. So my question to you is, how can the brunt of the blame be placed on the black woman if it definitely takes two in order for there to be any downfall of the church, as you so eloquently put it, if there's any cheating or anything of that nature going on? How does the brunt of it fall on the black woman if it takes both her and the black man?
Well, I mean, I think that anybody that has an understanding of the black church would have to agree that 75% of the membership is female. So when you look at the black church stays afloat off of the money donated to it by black women. And if black women would close their pocketbooks and close their legs, a lot of immorality, a lot of sexual immorality and sin that you see taking place in the church wouldn't exist. So now it's not that hard to figure out when you think about it, and you look at, like I said, 75% of the membership is female, but they only account for some 3% of the leadership, and they're okay with that. So when they allow these types of things to go on by not taking a stand, by not questioning these brothers, by not demanding accountability from these brothers, she becomes a co-conspirator. She can't sit back and criticize his brother now because, after all, she knows he was married. Hell, she sees his wife every Sunday. So how does she wind up in the bed with this guy when she sees his kids running throughout the church and talk to his wife every Sunday? No, she is a co-conspirator. She must brunt equal blame, just like that worthless pastor.
You know, this is me again, when you talk about black women in that vein in the church, you know, and let me ask you, are you a Christian?
Am I a Christian? In the sense of a believer of that Bible and the follower of Christ and all the tenets that go along with quote unquote institutionalized Christianity, no. There's no possible way that I could adhere to a religion that has meant death and destruction for our people. And we can't deny that.
Okay, in turn, are you a believer in God?
Yes, I believe that there's something out there bigger than me.
Okay. Well, you know, the tenets of Christianity and those that believe in God, one of the tenets being forgiveness and the opportunity to turn yourself around. So painting such a dismal picture of black women, do you believe that they can turn themselves around? Do you believe that professed or so-called Christians or Christian folks can turn themselves around and become productive, God-fearing, community-involved, proper folk, or is it just something that's done away with, and there's nothing that's going to help them, and that's just their lot?
Well, I mean, I think that when you look at black women, I mean, I think the horse is out the gate, no pun intended. It's pretty much done. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. It's over. I mean, most of these sisters are intoxicated off of materialism. They're intoxicated off of positions. They're not politically astute. You can't hold a serious conversation with them.